In the second section of this book, I have rearranged the sayings into a possible chronological sequence. The sayings have been arranged in an order that is entirely different to their original sequence. For example, the disciples asked Jesus whether they should fast, pray, and give to charity or not. This is saying number 6. Jesus answers this question by saying, if you fast, you will bring sin upon yourselves, and if you pray, you will be condemned, and if you give to charity, you will harm your spirits. This is saying number 14. It seemed logical for saying number 14 to follow after saying number 6. Hi, my name's Scott Beattie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I've just recently published a book called The Gospel of Thomas, Mysteries Revealed. So just to reiterate, what I've done is I've taken Stephen Patterson and Marvin Meyer's translation, and I've looked at the 114 sayings and I've reorganized them so that I've reorganized them into a possible chronological sequence. The reason why I've done that is because I think you can infer more meaning from it. What I'm simply going to do is I'm going to read the sequence that I've put the sayings into, and you might like to compare them to the original sequence. Here we go. These are the secret sayings that the living Jesus spoke and Didymus Judas Thomas recorded. Jesus said, I will give you what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, what no hand has touched, what has not arisen in the human heart. Jesus said, I disclose my mysteries to those who are worthy of my mysteries. And he said, whoever discovers the interpretations of these sayings will not taste death. Jesus said to his disciples, compare me to something and tell me what I am like. Simon Peter said to him, you are like a just messenger. Matthew said to him, you are like a wise philosopher. Thomas said to him, Teacher, my mouth is utterly unable to say what you are like. Jesus said, I am not your teacher. Because you have drunk, you have become intoxicated from the bubbling spring that I have tended. He said, Lord, there are many around the drinking trough, but there is nothing in the well. Jesus said, I took my stand in the midst of the world, and in flesh I appeared to them. I found them all drunk, and I did not find any of them thirsty. My soul ached for the children of humanity, because they are blind in their hearts and do not see. For they came into the world empty, and they also seek to depart from the world empty. But meanwhile they are drunk. When they shake off their wine, then they will change their ways. Jesus said, whoever drinks from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become that person, and the hidden things will be revealed to him. And he took him and withdrew, and spoke 3 sayings to him. When Thomas came back to his friends, they asked him, what did Jesus say to you? Thomas said to them, if I tell you one of the sayings he spoke to me, you will pick up rocks and stone me, and fire will come from the rocks and devour you. Jesus said, congratulations to the one who came into being before coming into being. If you become my disciples and pay attention to my sayings, these stones will serve you. For there are 5 trees in paradise for you. They do not change, summer or winter, and their leaves do not fall. Whoever knows them will not taste death. Jesus said, if your leaders say to you, look, the Father's kingdom is in the sky, then the birds of the sky will precede you. If they say to you, it is in the sea, then the fish will precede you. Rather, the Father's kingdom is within you, and it is outside you. When you know yourselves, then you will be known, and you will understand that you are children of the living Father. But if you do not know yourselves, then you live in poverty, and you are the poverty. Jesus said, if you bring forth what is within you, what you have will save you. If you do not have that within you, what you do not have within you will kill you. Jesus said, whoever has something in hand will be given more, and whoever has nothing will be deprived of even the little they have. His disciples said to him, when will the rest for the dead take place, and when will the new world come? He said to them, what you are looking forward to has come, but you do not know it. His disciples said, when will the kingdom come? It will not come by watching for it. It will not be said, look here or look there. Rather, the Father's kingdom is spread out upon the earth, and people don't see it. Jesus said, if the flesh came into being because of spirit, that is a marvel. But if spirit came into being because of the body, that is a marvel of marvels. Yet I marvel at how this great wealth has come to dwell in this poverty. Jesus said, let one who has found the world and has become wealthy renounce the world. Jesus said, let one who has become wealthy reign, and let one who has power renounce it. Jesus said, if you have money, don't lend it at interest. Rather, give it to someone from whom you won't get it back. Jesus said, "Lucky is the lion that the human will eat, so that the lion becomes human, and foul is the human that the lion will eat, and the lion still will become human." Jesus said, "This heaven will pass away, and the one above it will pass away. The dead are not alive, and the living will not die. During the days when you ate what is dead, you made it come alive. When you are in the light, what will you do? On the day when you were one, you became two. But when you became two, what will you do?" Jesus said, "The heavens and the earth will roll up in your presence, and whoever is living from the living one will not see death." He said to them, "You examine the face of heaven and earth, but you have not come to know the one who is in your presence, and you do not know how to examine the present moment." The disciples said to Jesus, "Tell us how our end will come." Jesus said, "Have you found the beginning then, that you are looking for the end? You see, the end will be where the beginning is. Congratulations to the one who stands at the beginning. That one will know the end and will not taste death." Jesus said, "Adam came from great power and great wealth, but he was not worthy of you. For had he been worthy, he would not have tasted death." They said to him, "Tell us who you are so that we may believe in you." Jesus said, "I am the light that is over all things. I am all. From me all came forth, and to me all attained. Split a piece of wood, I am there. Lift up the stone, and you will find me there." His disciples said to him, "Who are you to say these things to us? You don't understand who I am from what I say to you. Rather, you have become like the Judeans, for they love the tree but hate its fruit, or they love the fruit but hate the tree." Jesus said, "Grapes are not harvested from thorn trees, nor are figs gathered from thistles, for they yield no fruit. Good persons produce good from what they've stored up. Bad persons produce evil from the wickedness they've stored up in their hearts, and say evil things. For from the overflow of the heart they produce evil." Jesus said, "Those who seek should not stop seeking until they find. When they find, they will be disturbed. When they are disturbed, they will marvel and will reign over all. And after they have reigned, they will rest." Jesus said, "One who seeks will find, and for one who knocks it will be opened." Jesus said, "Seek and you will find. In the past, however, I did not tell you the things about which you asked me then. Now I am willing to tell them, but you are not seeking them." His disciples said, "Show us the place where you are, for we must seek it." Jesus said, "Often you have desired to hear these sayings that I am speaking to you, and you have no one else from whom to hear them. There will be days when you will seek me, and you will not find me." The disciples said to Jesus, "We know that you are going to leave us. Who will be our leader?" Jesus said to them, "No matter where you are to go to James the Just, for whose sake heaven and earth came into being." The disciples said to Jesus, "Tell us what heaven's kingdom is like." He said to them, "It's like a mustard seed, the smallest of all seeds, but when it falls on prepared soil, it produces a large plant and becomes a shelter for birds of the sky." Jesus said, "The Father's kingdom is like a woman. She took a little leaven, hid it in dough, and made it into large loaves of bread. Anyone here with 2 ears had better listen." Jesus said, "Know what is in front of your face, and what is hidden from you will be disclosed to you. For there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed, and there is nothing buried that will not be raised." Jesus said, "The Father's kingdom is like a woman who was carrying a jar full of meal. While she was walking along a distant road, the handle of the jar broke and the meal spilled behind her along the road. She didn't know it. She hadn't noticed a problem. When she reached her house, she put the jar down and discovered that it was empty." Jesus said, "Don't lie and don't do what you hate, because all things are disclosed before heaven. After all, there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed, and there is nothing covered up that will remain undisclosed." His disciples asked him and said to him, "Do you want us to fast? How should we pray? Should we give to charity? What diet should we observe?" Jesus said to them, "If you fast, you will bring sin upon yourselves, and if you pray, you will be condemned, and if you give to charity, you will harm your spirits. When you go into any region and walk about in the countryside, when people take you in, eat what they serve you and heal the sick among them. After all, what goes into your mouth will not defile you. Rather, it's what comes out of your mouth that will defile you." Jesus said, "Why do you wash the outside of the cup? Don't you understand that the one who made the inside is also the one who made the outside?" They said to Jesus, "Come, let us pray today and let us fast." Jesus said, "What sin have I committed, or how have I been undone? Rather, when the groom leaves the bridal suite, then let people fast and pray." Jesus said, "A person cannot mount 2 horses or bend 2 bows, and a slave cannot serve 2 masters. Otherwise that slave will honour the one and offend the other. Nobody drinks aged wine and immediately wants to drink young wine. Young wine is not poured into old wineskins, or they might break, and aged wine is not poured into a new wineskin, or it might spoil. An old patch is not sewn onto a new garment, since it would create a tear. Mary said to Jesus, "What are your disciples like?" He said, "They are like little children living in a field that is not theirs. When the owners of the field come, they will say, 'Give us back our field.' They take off their clothes in front of them in order to give it back to them, and they return their field to them. Congratulations to those who go hungry, so the stomach of the one in want may be filled." Jesus said, "Congratulations to those who have been persecuted in their hearts. They are the ones who have truly come to know the Father. For this reason I say, if the owners of a house know that the thief is coming, they will be on guard before the thief arrives, and will not let the thief break into their house and steal their possessions. As for you then, be on guard against the world. Prepare yourselves with great strength, so the robbers can't find a way to get to you, for the trouble you expect will come. Let there be among you a person who understands." When the crop ripened, he came quickly carrying a sickle and harvested it. Anyone here with 2 good ears had better listen. Jesus said, "Congratulations to you when you are hated and persecuted, and no place will be found wherever you have been persecuted." Jesus said, "Congratulations to those who know where the rebels are going to attack. They can get going, collect their imperial resources, and be prepared before the rebels arrive." His disciples said, "When will you appear to us, and when will we see you?" Jesus said, "When you strip without being ashamed, and you take your clothes and put them under your feet like little children and trample them, then you will see the Son of the Living One, and you will not be afraid." Simon Peter said to them, "Make Mary leave us, for females don't deserve life." Jesus said, "Look, I will guide her to make her male, so that she too may become a living spirit resembling you males. For every female who makes herself male will enter the kingdom of heaven." Jesus said to them, "When you make the two into one, and you make the inner like the outer, and the outer like the inner, and the upper like the lower, and when you make male and female into a single one, so that the male will not be male, nor the female be female, when you make eyes in the place of an eye, a hand in place of a hand, a foot in the place of a foot, an image in place of an image, then you will enter the kingdom." Jesus said, "When you make the two into one, you will become children of Adam, and when you say, 'Mountain, move from here,' it will move." Jesus said, "If you two make peace with each other in a single house, they will say to the mountain, 'Move from here,' and it will move." Jesus said, "Two will recline on a couch, one will die, one will live." Salome said, "Who are you, mister? You have climbed onto my couch and eaten from my table as if you were from someone." Jesus said to her, "I am the one who comes from what is whole. I was grown from the things of my Father. I am your disciple." Jesus said, "The messengers and the prophets will come to you and give you what belongs to you. You in turn give them what you have, and say to yourselves, when will they come and take what belongs to them?" His disciples said to them, 24 prophets have spoken in Israel, and they all spoke of you." He said to them, "You have disregarded the living one who is in your presence, and have spoken of the dead." Jesus said, "Look to the living one as long as you live, otherwise you might die, and then try to see the living one, and you will be unable to see." The disciples said to him, "Your brothers and your mother are standing outside." He said to them, "Those here who do what my Father wants are my brothers and my mother. They are the ones who will enter my Father's kingdom." Jesus said, "Look, the sower went out, took a handful of seeds and scattered them. Some fell on the road, and the birds came and gathered them. Others fell on rock, and they didn't take root in the soil and didn't produce heads of grain. Others fell on thorns, and they choked the seeds, and worms ate them. And others fell on good soil, and it produced a good crop. It yielded 60 per measure and 120 per measure." Jesus said, "Congratulations to the person who has toiled and has found life." Jesus saw some babies nursing. He said to his disciples, "These nursing babies are like those who enter the Father's kingdom." They said to him, "Then shall we enter the Father's kingdom as babies?" Jesus said, "The person old in days won't hesitate to ask a little child 7 days old about the place of life, and that person will live. For many of the first will be last and will become a single one." Jesus said, "From Adam to John the Baptist, among those born of women, no one is so much greater than John the Baptist, that his eyes should not be averted. But I have said that whoever among you becomes a child will recognize the Father's kingdom and will become greater than John." A woman in the crowd said to him, "Lucky is the womb that bore you and the breast that fed you." He said to her, "Lucky are those who have heard the word of the Father and have truly kept it. For there will be days when you will say, 'Lucky is the womb that has not conceived and the breasts that have not given milk.'" His disciples said to him, "Is circumcision useful or not?" He said to them, "If it were useful, their father would produce children already circumcised from their mother. Rather, the true circumcision in spirit has become profitable in every respect." Jesus said, "When you see one who was not born of a woman, fall on your faces and worship. That one is your father." Jesus said, "Whoever does not hate father and mother cannot be my disciple, and whoever does not hate brothers and sisters and carry the cross as I do will not be worthy of me. Whoever does not hate father and mother as I do cannot be my disciple, and whoever does not love father and mother as I do cannot be my disciple. For my mother, but my true mother, gave me life." Jesus said, "Whoever knows the father and the mother will be called the child of a whore." They showed Jesus a gold coin and said to him, "The Roman emperor's people demand taxes from us." He said to them, "Give the emperor what belongs to the emperor, give God what belongs to God, and give me what is mine. Don't give what is holy to dogs, for they might throw them on the manure pile. Don't throw pearls to pigs, or they might it." A person said to them, "Tell my brothers to divide my father's possessions with me." He said to the person, "Mister, who made me a divider?" He turned to his disciples and said to them, "I'm not a divider, am I? For this reason I say, if one is whole, one will be filled with light, but if one is divided, one will be filled with darkness." Jesus said, "A city built on a high hill and a fortified hill cannot fall. A city built on a high hill and fortified cannot fall, nor can it be hidden." He said to them, "Anyone here with 2 ears, let him hear. There is light within a person of light, and it shines on the whole world. If it does not shine, it is dark." Jesus said, "Images are visible to people, but the light within them is hidden within the Father's light. He will be disclosed, but his image is hidden by his light." Jesus said, "When you see your likeness, you are happy, but when you see your images that came into being before you, and that neither die nor become visible, how much you will have to bear." Look, there's more to it than this. I'm running out of time on my camera. I've only read parts of it. I haven't read the whole sequence. But what I would do, this is available to purchase on Amazon as a paperback and an ebook. In the first section you have the original sequence. In the second section you have the chronological sequence, which I've just been reading. And in the third sequence I've offered my own parallels to the New Testament as well as my own commentaries or interpretations. So I hope you enjoy the book if you choose to buy it. It's on Amazon. I think the paperback's about $14, $15, and the ebook's about $7. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.